Are you over 60 and starting to feel like your body isn't keeping up the way it used to? Maybe your knees ache when you get up, your digestion isn't as smooth, or your memory feels just a little foggier than before. Now imagine if just one simple thing, a root sitting quietly in your kitchen, could gently ease all that. Hi, I'm Dr. James, and today I want to tell you why more and more doctors, including myself, are taking a second look at ginger. This isn't just an old folk remedy. It's a science-backed ally that supports your joints, your gut, your brain, and even your blood sugar. We'll break down exactly how ginger works in the body, when to use it, and the right way to make it part of your daily routine. And before we finish, I'll share one surprising benefit most people, and even many professionals, completely overlook. If you're new here, welcome to Golden Heart Advice, where we bring trusted, doctor-approved guidance to help you thrive after 60. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an insight that could change your life. Now, let's begin with where many health concerns start: inflammation in your joints. Let's begin with one of the most powerful ways ginger supports your body, by calming inflammation, especially in aging joints. If you're over 60 and waking up with stiff knees, aching hands, or pain in your hips when you stand, you're not alone. These are some of the most common signs of low-grade chronic inflammation, the kind that builds up slowly over years of wear and tear. You see, inflammation isn't always bad. It's your body's natural response to injury or infection. But when it becomes long-lasting, when your immune system stays activated even when there's no real threat, it starts to harm the very tissues it was meant to protect. And in joints, that means cartilage breakdown, swelling, and persistent pain. That's where ginger comes in. This root contains a powerful compound called gingerol, which works at a cellular level to block certain pro-inflammatory chemicals, particularly cytokines like TNF-alpha and IL-6. These are the messengers that tell your immune system to stay on, keeping inflammation simmering inside your joints. By calming these signals, gingerol helps bring that chronic inflammation down. In other words, it's not masking pain like a painkiller, it's helping to address the root cause of the pain. Clinical studies have found that taking around 500 to 1,000 milliliters of ginger extract per day can significantly reduce symptoms of osteoarthritis, particularly in the knee. One study even found that ginger was nearly as effective as ibuprofen in easing pain and improving mobility, but with far fewer side effects on the stomach or kidneys. For seniors, this is a game changer. It means you may be able to move more freely, walk longer, or even sleep better simply because your joints aren't constantly inflamed. So what's the best way to start? Try slicing a few coins of fresh ginger into hot water each morning. Let it steep for 10 minutes and sip slowly. You can also add grated ginger to soups, curries, or even into a smoothie. Consistency is key here. This isn't about taking one dose and expecting a miracle. It's about giving your body a steady supply of a natural anti-inflammatory agent, one that works with your system, not against it. Have you tried using ginger for joint pain before? I'd love to know how it worked for you. Next, we'll explore how ginger helps your gut, another place where many seniors feel discomfort but don't realize help could be just a cup away. Now, let's talk about something even more private, but just as important: your digestion. If you're over 60, you might have noticed that certain meals seem to sit heavier than they used to. Maybe you feel bloated after dinner, or you find yourself avoiding certain foods, not because you don't like them, but because your stomach just doesn't seem to agree anymore. This isn't your imagination. As we age, our digestive system naturally slows down. We produce fewer enzymes. Our gut muscles become less responsive. Even the stomach acid that once helped us break down food starts to decrease. And suddenly, simple things like bread or vegetables leave us feeling gassy, sluggish, or uncomfortable. Here's the good news. Ginger has been used for centuries to gently wake the digestive system back up. Modern research shows that compounds in ginger, especially gingerols and shogaols, stimulate the production of digestive enzymes. Think of them as little helpers that encourage your stomach and intestines to move things along. Ginger also relaxes the smooth muscles of the gastrointestinal tract. That means less cramping, less bloating, and easier digestion after meals. But beyond the science, I've seen this help people in quiet but meaningful ways. I remember Mrs. Alston, a 68-year-old former teacher, who told me over a checkup, "I used to love having friends over for dinner, but lately I'm afraid to eat after 6 p.m. I just don't feel well after." We made a simple change. She started sipping warm ginger water about 15 minutes after her evening meals. Nothing fancy, just fresh slices of ginger steeped in hot water, like tea. 3 weeks later, she smiled and said, "I hosted book club again, and I wasn't in pain afterward." Sometimes it's not about adding a new medicine, but removing the discomfort that keeps us from enjoying life. If you've been struggling with sluggish digestion, consider giving ginger a place at your table. Just a small amount, used regularly, can support your body's natural rhythm and help you feel lighter, more comfortable, and more like yourself again. Up next, let's explore how ginger helps protect something even more important, your immune system. Let's move from the gut to your immune system, your body's silent line of defense. After 60, you may have noticed that colds last a little longer. A simple sore throat turns into a week of fatigue. Or you catch something minor, but it lingers, quietly draining your energy. This isn't weakness, it's biology. As we age, our immune system naturally slows down. The cells that once leapt into action now take longer to respond, and when they do, their signals aren't always as clear. That's why even a small infection can take a bigger toll. But this is where ginger offers quiet support, working in the background to help your body do what it's already designed to do. Ginger contains both antioxidants and antimicrobial compounds. These help neutralize harmful molecules called free radicals, unstable particles that accumulate with age, stress, or pollution, and quietly damage your tissues, including immune cells. By clearing those out, ginger gives your immune system the space and strength to focus on real threats, not internal chaos. It's not about boosting immunity like flipping a switch. It's about bringing your defenses back into balance, sharpening their awareness, helping your body remember how to fight back efficiently. In one study, participants who regularly consumed ginger showed lower levels of inflammatory markers associated with chronic illness and reported fewer seasonal illnesses. It's subtle, but in the long run, small improvements like that add up. I often recommend a simple blend: fresh ginger, lemon, and a small spoon of honey in warm water. Sip it slowly in the morning, especially during cold and flu season. It's comforting, it's easy, and it gently wakes up your internal defenses. One of my patients, Mr. Tompkins, calls it his morning armor. He's 73 and told me that since starting this routine, he hasn't had a serious cold in over a year. If your immune system has felt a little sluggish lately, if you dread the sniffles turning into something more, ginger may be just what your body needs to feel stronger and more resilient again. In just a moment, I want to share a personal story about a woman who found her strength again, not through medication, but through a habit that included ginger, patience, and one very special goal. Let me tell you about Evelyn. She's 72, slim, sharp-witted, with the kind of quiet strength you only notice when you slow down enough to hear her speak. She first came to see me about a year ago during one of those gray, rainy spring mornings. I remember she took a long time to get from the waiting room to my office, her cane clicking softly with each step, and a trace of pain in her eyes that she tried to hide. When I asked what brought her in, she didn't list symptoms the way most patients do. She simply said, "I haven't been able to visit my granddaughter in months. Her apartment has stairs." it wasn't just about pain, it was about what pain was taking from her. Her knees had grown stiffer over the years. The walks she once enjoyed had become chores. And worst of all, she was beginning to accept it. "It's just aging," she said, as if giving in. We talked, not about new medications or surgeries, but about her body, her habits, her hope. And then, together, we made a simple plan. Each morning she would brew ginger tea, slices of fresh root steeped in warm water, with a dash of cinnamon for taste. She'd add grated ginger to her soups, and once a day she'd move. Just 10 minutes. Nothing fancy, just movement and patience. Weeks passed. Then, months. One day in late summer, Evelyn returned, this time without her cane. She sat down, smiled, and said just 5 words. "I climbed her stairs yesterday." It wasn't a miracle, it wasn't fast, but it was real. Sometimes healing doesn't come in big dramatic moments. It comes in quiet cups of tea, in faithful steps, and in choosing not to give up on your body, even when it feels like it's given up on you. Ginger didn't change Evelyn's life on its own, but it was part of something bigger, a small, daily act of care, a signal to her body and to herself that she still had strength, still had choice, and so do you. In our next part, I'll share a benefit of ginger most people overlook, one that protects your brain and helps manage blood sugar at the same time. It's the kind of insight that surprises even doctors. Let's explore that next. There's one more benefit of ginger that many people, yes, even some doctors, tend to overlook. It's not just about joints or digestion. It's about something far more personal, your mind and your metabolism. Let's start with the brain. As we age, our brains face a constant stream of silent threats, tiny stressors called oxidative stress. These are like invisible sparks that damage cells over time. Left unchecked, they slowly chip away at memory, focus, and mental clarity. This is one of the reasons conditions like Alzheimer's and cognitive decline become more common later in life. It's not just age. It's the buildup of wear and tear in the brain. But ginger has something to say about that. Rich in natural antioxidants, ginger helps neutralize these harmful sparks. Think of it as a gentle internal cleanser, clearing the fog and giving your brain a cleaner, calmer environment to function. Now, here's the part that surprises many people. In one clinical trial from 2020, seniors who took just 2 grams of ginger a day, about half a teaspoon, showed noticeable improvement in short-term memory after only 8 weeks. These were measurable, trackable changes, and the participants weren't doing anything extreme, just consistent use of ginger. That's your aha moment, a kitchen spice that helps keep your mind sharp. But it doesn't stop there. Ginger also helps regulate blood sugar. It does this by increasing insulin sensitivity, which means your body becomes better at using insulin to move sugar out of the blood and into your cells. That's especially important for seniors at risk of type 2 diabetes or already managing prediabetes. And unlike some treatments that spike energy then crash, ginger supports steady, balanced energy, the kind that keeps you alert after lunch or calm in the evenings. If you've ever felt foggy after eating or had energy dips you couldn't explain, blood sugar may be playing a bigger role than you think. So, what can you do? Try adding ginger to your morning oatmeal, or blend it into a smoothie. Even a pinch of ground ginger stirred into yogurt can make a difference. Small amounts, done daily, can support both your brain and your blood sugar, gently and powerfully. Because the goal isn't just to live longer, it's to stay sharp, to stay steady, and to stay you. In just a moment, I'll help you pull all of this together and invite you to take one small step that could truly change how you feel every single day. Now you've seen it, how one simple root can quietly support your body day by day, from easing the deep ache in your joints, to settling your digestion, to strengthening your immune defenses, to protecting your memory and balancing your blood sugar. Ginger isn't a cure-all, but it's something more powerful, a gentle companion in your journey through aging. And it works best not when taken as a quick fix, but when woven into your daily rhythm. A small cup of tea, a sprinkle in your soup, a little root that reminds your body it's still capable, still healing, still alive with potential. So let me ask you, which benefit surprised you the most today? Have you ever used ginger in your routine, or is this your sign to begin? I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or stories in the comments below. You might inspire someone else. And if this video spoke to you, I hope you'll subscribe to Golden Heart Advice. Each week, we bring you doctor-trusted insights to help you feel stronger, think clearer, and live better. One small habit at a time. Until next time, stay kind to your body and let it surprise you.